You see, September, it's the first month of the year, not January in Africa. In Africa, the first month of the year is September. During this ceremony in September, that's when we pray for rains to come so that we may have good harvest. That's when we say thank you so much for the past harvest. This is a Thanksgiving ceremony. We are doing the real celebration in the form so many dances that we have. Those are praises directly to our ancestors that they must report to God that we are thanking Him for our existence. Thanksgiving, we must dance to that. For who else should we dance? To European conquest? No! You see, we were never taught by anybody or by any other nation that there is God. We knew it from our origin. That's why I talk of original religions being three. African religion, Hinduism, and Judaism. They were never founded. There's nobody who we can say is a founder of African religion or Judaism or Hinduism. But you know, with the Muslims, the leader is Muhammad. With Christianity, the leader is Christ. So those were founded religions, and very recently, the correct mediator, in our case, is our ancestors. African society, we are daily in contact with our ancestors. We live in a spiritual world with them because those are coordinators from humanity to spiritual world. You can't communicate anything to God without being in contact with your ancestors. It's not possible. African indigenous spirituality, it is a belief in God through the ancestors of the same lineage. That's why you see in Judaism, they even remember a person like Abraham, who was said to have personal links with God physically. So we Africans, because we don't have records, cannot go as far as our ancestors of the same age with Abraham, and they existed. That's why because of the knowledge, we don't have knowledge, we don't have records, we cannot remember him. Although our recording is from generation to generation. I'm fortunate generally to go up to the 10th generation. But that cannot be comparable to the Jews, who will remember up to Abraham, who had physical contact with God. And my ancestors were given the same status with God, because my ancestors, when they talk of God, they never borrowed that word from any other language. You understand me? We never borrowed. And it's not a myth. The idea of God is not a myth. You can't tell me you knew God because you read the Bible. God is not in the Bible. It's universal.
The Chikwana greatest significance, I think, is to beckon rain, to call rain, to rain, you know. That's its biggest thing, really. And it's generally performed by men of all ages. And you might find women here and there, but it's traditionally an all-male dance. And it's also, the Chikwana also is very, very, it's a spiritual thing, because it's also connected to our chiefs, our kings. The calabash of rain is known to be in a king's house, or to be in the custodianship of the royal family, wherever it is. So when royal people enter the fray or they go somewhere, the Chikona dance always like goes before them and then they follow. So the association there is that it calls rain, and if it rains constantly, people are fed. So that whole connection of our royals and how they look after us is also intertwined in that message, because they'll always call rain and it will rain and people will be fed.
You see, it was the aim of the colonizers to take our beautiful God-given land from our hands to them. So in the process of doing that, they knew that if it is only physical contact, this thing will come to an end, because it will be debated one day, which obtained. But they went to our minds and detract us from the intrinsic value of Ubuntu from our hearts by telling us the manner in which we believe is incorrect. The correct way is to impart to us the dogmatic belief of Jesus. To me, it's dogmatic. Because I must maintain physical contact with my spiritual world, not through any other person, but through my ancestors. And those are relevant people. When you talk about Jesus to me, it does not sound well. It's unbecoming, because you're teaching me something new from what my ancestors lived on. My ancestors lived with God physically, and not through dogmatic means. So the whole idea of dogmatizing a religion was just to distract an African mindset, so that it becomes a zombie, brainwashed in toto. You never have any confidence in yourself. You no longer can think for yourself. You do what is required by that dogmatic teaching. And when you are a zombie, I'm sorry, my child, you do what the master says. That's why Africa, and South Africa in particular, with all those resources, cannot do anything. They must just mimic, imitate, and take instructions from their previous masters. Very pathetic story. The education we received is a colonial education. Just to appreciate everything from the West and live our own. We no longer are masters of our destiny. Somebody shapes our destiny. What is the common word today? Captured. 100% captured and misdirected. That's what we are. And the massive job lies behind you young people. If you have to rescue us from this dilemma for future posterity, because the Africans are lost in their own land.